when you start thinking differently, you come to these conclusions that, it makes total sense once you get there. But then you explain these conclusions you're coming to other people, and they're like, what? Well, that's crazy. We don't do that. That's because they haven't changed their way of thinking. They're still thinking with old, defunct habits of thought that basically are designed to keep people single. They're not designed to get you married. They're designed to keep you single. The victim mentality is not going to attract anybody to be your companion. Come on. Who wants depression in their life? Who wants victimization in their life? Who wants hopelessness in their life? All of the habits that we have inside of us. And that's why I say, if you want your outside to change, you got to get good with you on the inside. You got to change what's on the inside with you first. Because here's the way it all works. The way that we're all biologically hardwired, we are continuously broadcasting an energy out to other people. And other people, whether they are conscious of it or not, they are intuitively aware of it. They intuitively pick up the energy that you broadcast. So some people who just can't seem to get a leg up in the social scene, maybe that's because of the energy that you're broadcasting. You're not broadcasting an energy that's attractive, that's inviting. And the way you change the quality of the energy that you broadcast is by changing what's inside you. So if you look inside you and you say, I hate myself, then that's going to get part of that energy that gets transited out, and people are going to intuitively pick up on that. And they're not going to have anything to do with you because you're not in love with yourself. You're not in love with life. You're not good with you. So if you're not good with you, there must be a problem there. And that's what people pick up on intuitively. And so if you want your life to change on the outside, you have to change your life on the inside. You have to address the way that you're thinking. You have to address the assumptions that guide your thinking. The habits of thinking that you have are resting on assumptions. What are those assumptions? What are those limiting beliefs that you have? Is it a victim mentality? Is it believing that, what psychologists call the entity theory? The idea that you're just not good enough, that you don't have it, whatever it is that you need to succeed? Do you believe that there's nothing you can do to change yourself into something better? That you can't become more agreeable to other people so they actually make different decisions regarding you? If you have these limiting beliefs, you're keeping yourself down. You're choosing to keep yourself down because make no mistake, nobody has a habit without choosing to have it. We may not have chosen all of our habits consciously. We may not be aware of the moment when we're choosing the habit, but we have habits by choice. Now, we can't choose not to have a habit. Okay, I explained that in the Fireside presentation earlier this month. We can't not have a habit. You have to have a habit. You can try and decide not to have a habit, but then what happens is your biological hardwiring kicks in that says you have to have a habit, and there's no habit here. So then automatically your brain goes back and look, what's the last habit we had in this situation? That's the default setting, to go back and look for the last habit you played out. And then that's the one that you play out because you have to have a habit. That's how you're designed to operate. And habits control so much of our lives. They control the way we think. They control the way the words we use, what we say, how we respond to people, how we hold ourselves, how we comport ourselves, how we act, the things we do. All these things are governed by habit. And so we have to understand how habit works. This is what we do, right? We understand how habit works, and then everything becomes better because then we can leverage the understanding of how we're designed to operate to our advantage. So instead of beating our head against the wall and trying to figure out, okay, why isn't life working for me? And we keep beating our head against the wall. So it becomes a bloody pulp. And then we wonder why we have a headache. We don't have to do life that way. We could do life differently. And I'm here to tell you from my own personal experience, my life began to turn around when I started to own my life. When I started to take responsibility for the choices that I had made. When I started to accept that the choices I had made had given me the life that I had. And once I accepted that, then I was ready for the transformation to take place inside of me. I was ready to get good with me on the inside. I was ready to start putting myself into a different state to where I could enjoy life more. And I am no less single than when I came home from my mission. I am no less single than when I came home from my mission. And yet I have so much more joy in my life. I feel so much better about myself, about my life, about my future. I mean, the difference between how I am now and how I used to be is like night and day difference. And you can experience that transformation. I don't care what your background is. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what life experience you have. I don't care what tragedy has befallen you. I don't care. It doesn't matter because none of that changes truth. And the truth is you are a child of God with unlimited potential. Unleash the potential. Start taking control of yourself. God has given you the gift of agency. So start using the power that you have within you. Start making choices in what you choose to believe. Believe in assumptions that will guide your thinking in more productive manners. Believe to, take on these habits of better thinking that lead to better action, that lead to better results, which gives you a better reality. It's not hard once you understand it.